All right, Destiny and I are on the second stop of our snow cone tour, and we came to Shimmers today, and we're at the expressway location. There's 4 locations in the metro, and I'll say I'm gonna have to put my bias aside today because I used to work at Shimmers. I worked there for like 3 years, so it has a special place in my heart, but I'm gonna have to put that aside. I got a small Thunder with cream and gummy bears.
And then I got a kitty cake boss with gummy bears.
And it just spilled a little bit right there, but hey, that's okay. And we'll be back with our reviews here in just a second. All right, so now here we are with our review for Shimmers, and it's actually the next day because we forgot to do it and got busy with some family stuff yesterday. So we're doing it now, but it's okay because we still remember what the snow cones taste like. And like I said, I'm having to put my bias aside on this one because I used to work at Shimmers and I know the owners and stuff, but I think they're getting good reviews. I guess it doesn't matter if they see this video, but if it's bad, maybe they shouldn't see it, whatever. But so the first category is options. This is just how expansive the menu is, which we're doing them out of 5. So it's a combined score for 10 for like 6 or 7 different 7 different categories. So for options, do you want to go first?
Or you want me to go first?
I would say I would give Shimmers like a 4 on options because I feel like not only do they have a lot of flavors, they also have a lot of flavor combinations already on the menu, to where it's like, if you're not sure, like, would these flavors be together? They have so many options on the menu. And unlike the last place we went, they don't charge extra for the combinations. And so even though they may not have as many, they do have a lot of single flavors, but even though they may not have as many as some places, I think the fact that they have so many combination flavors on their menu as well kind of gives them a little edge up for me.
I would say I'd probably give it like a 3.5, because like it is a significant amount, and I do appreciate the fact that like their combined flavors tell you exactly what it is.
Yes.
It's not like overwhelming by any means.
Yeah.
So it's like pretty easy to just like read it really quickly and decide, which is a good thing and a bad thing, because if you're craving something specific, they may not have it. So.
Yeah. Which we both, I think, got combination flavors. I got the Thunder, which is Tiger's Blood, Polar Punch, Silver Fox. That's like my go-to snow cone at Shimmers. Destiny got the Cake Boss, which is strawberry cheesecake, wedding cake, and yellow cake batter, which we'll get. Well, since taste isn't one of the categories, did you enjoy the taste of it?
Yes.
Because I really enjoyed the taste of mine.
I did. Mine did get dumped on my shoe once I was halfway done. So I would have enjoyed the taste a little bit more if I got to finish it.
But it got washed out. The shoes are okay.
Yeah, shout out Stephanie for washing.
Did we leave those at my parents' house or did we get them?
No, we got them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you wore them, yeah. Okay, so then price, honestly, I'm going to let you go first on this one.
I say the price is probably like a 4.5. Like, okay. I feel like it's really fair for a snow cone.
Yeah,
price.
I honestly was...
Especially for as good as they are.
Honestly, I was going to say 5. Okay. Because I feel like, based off my knowledge of snow cones, their prices have gone up a little bit in the past couple years, but they include tax in their prices, which is nice. And I would guess from all the places we're going to go, which I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, oh well, that these are probably going to be the cheapest snow cones we get.
Yeah.
But they're not the worst snow cones that we get. So to me, they're really fairly priced, really well priced. And the toppings are well priced. If you get extras, like I feel like for each of the individual sizes, the price is good.
Yeah,
so
it's not much.
I'd give it a 5 out of 5 on the price.
I think that it has a 4.5 for me because I prefer snow cone stands that have no taxes included.
Well, no, majority of them will just tax you afterwards. Country Snow doesn't because they only take cash.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, that is like the downside of only taking cash, but I like when it's just like $4 even.
Okay. And then next is the service. I would give our service yesterday a 4. They were sweet, but my thing is they were so fast. There was a car and 2 cars when we pulled up. One of them was pulling out like right as we pulled up though. So 1 car when we got in line. And we didn't even have time to completely look over the menu before that car was gone. And then our snow cones were out really fast as well. So I'm going to give it a 4 just because of how fast it was. And then they were nice. Like, it was good service as well, but it was quick.
Yeah. I think I'd also say a 4 just because, like, quick is never a bad thing, except they were, like, doing it so quickly that They did almost forget my gummy bears. Luckily, the girl at the window caught it and like had them put them in there. But yeah, it was really fast. I almost like too fast, which like I said, like being fast isn't a bad thing, but we just didn't really have time to like read the menu, and I felt like anxious.
So for toppings, I think I'm gonna give them a 3 because I feel like they have the pretty average amount of toppings for snow cones. I got gummy bears and cream in mine. They don't have ice cream anymore, which I mean,
such a flop.
yeah, no, it is fine, but you know, maybe they get a little more if they have ice cream, because I'm trying to do ice cream and gummy bears in most of these just to be consistent, even though I'm not getting the same flavors. But I will say they upgraded their gummy bears in the past couple of years. They have the best gummy bears. I don't know the brand. It's like Albert's or something.
Yeah.
Something that
It's
starts
the
with an
white
A.
bag with like the
And the
red
gummy bears
and black.
have the A on their bellies, and those are the
do
best gummy
they?
bears. Yeah, those gummy bears are the best, because they used to have like Black Forest, which were good too, but these ones are the best. So I give it a 3 because they have a decent amount of options for toppings. I mean, they have like chocolate and caramel syrup. They have like the lemon lime salt if that's your thing. But yeah.
I'm also gonna give it a 3 for all the same reasons.
Okay. And then texture, you want to go first?
Yeah, texture, I'd say 4. It could get a 5 because I really do like Shimmers ice, but there were like a few bites that had like ice chips in them. But for the most part, like it is a lot like snow. Like it's just very smooth. It's not like sharp, I guess is a good way to put it. And so it just like, it's good. And it absorbs the juice really, really well.
Honestly, I'm going to give mine a 2.5 for yesterday. Normally, I would say Shimmers is a 4. The entire like bottom half of my snow cone was pretty like chippy.
Really?
Yeah, and so it was
No,
still
mine
good.
wasn't.
It
Well-
still soaked up the ice really well. The top was great.
Yeah.
It was just there was enough ice chunks in the bottom to where it wasn't like super, super soft and smooth. But it still tasted good enough to where I didn't really mind.
Yeah, maybe mine would get a different rating if I got to have the bottom half of mine.
It got knocked
But I
over.
didn't- I
It got
didn't get
knocked
to
over
the
in
ice
Walgreens by the
chips.
Walgreens employee.
Yeah.
All right, juiciness. I'm gonna give mine a 4 on juiciness because even though it had that little like chunks of ice in the bottom, it was still like the perfect amount of like almost the perfect amount of juiciness, and like it still soaked into the ice really well. Like we talked about, I want a snow cone that I can sip and I can scoop, and I was able to do both with this one. So I'm gonna give it a 4.
I'm gonna give it a 3 because it was almost too juicy. As you guys saw in the first clip, it was so juicy
It
that
was
mine
pretty
did
juicy.
like spill over the top, and I felt like
Yours was
even
juicier than mine.
yeah,
for
like
sure.
even whenever I would like suck it up through the straw, like it would still be like puddling in my ice. And like I like it when you like take a sip and then like the ice is just absorbing the juice and there's no like extra puddles.
Yeah.
And it was very puddly.
So the X Factor, if there's no X Factor, they'll just get a 0, kind of like the last place. I honestly am gonna give Shimmers, like I think it's a very, and I don't mean this in a negative, a very average snow cone stand. Like
Yeah. No
it's
bells
good.
and whistles,
It's
really.
not bad. It's like if I want a snow cone and I'm close by, I'll definitely go there. I'm gonna give it, and so the X Factor isn't saying like if like a 1 or 2 isn't necessarily bad on the X Factor. It just means that there's only a
few
little bit
bonus
pushing over
points,
to, they're
yeah.
bonus points. I'm gonna give Shimmers a 2 on the X Factor. And the reason for this is, even though we talked about this yesterday and said we didn't know if it should count in the score, since it is the X Factor and it can be anything, I'm gonna say they get a 2 for consistency.
Yeah.
Because Shimmers, I know I said my snow cone was a little chunky yesterday, but it was still really good. I don't know if I've ever gone to Shimmers and gotten a bad snow cone. I'm not necessarily getting the best snow cones ever, but I'm always getting a good one. I
Yeah.
eat the whole thing.
It's so reliable.
It's reliable, yeah.
I've
and
never been disappointed.
They're also another bonus is they have 4 locations that are fairly spread out from each other. For the most part, like the ones on the Oklahoma City side are kind of close, but also far enough away to where it's like you'd have to drive a little bit to get to them. And then there's the one in Edmond as well. So I think they get 2 bonus points for the X Factor from me.
Yeah, I would say the exact same thing. They're very consistent. Like, it's a very reliable snow cone. I'm always going to enjoy it. So I think I'd also give it probably like a 2.
Okay, now we're gonna pause for a second while I do math. All right, so after tallying it up, it is a 48.5 out of 60, and the last one was out of 70, and I think at the beginning of this I said out of 70. We decided while we were paused that the X factor isn't gonna be like count as a 10 points. It's just bonus. So it's out of 60, but there's 70 possible points. If that makes sense. If it doesn't, oh well.
It's not that deep.
So they're only 4 points higher than the first place we went, which I thought they would be quite a bit higher. So maybe we didn't score the first place very well.
Yeah, I feel like maybe the first place should
have been like a 40 flat,
scores.
maybe.
Yeah.
But that was our first one.
We were being generous.
It was hard
we
to
just
rate.
Trash on them.
But I will say Shimmers is much more than 4 points better than Tasty Snow / Shiver Shack in Del City.
Tasty Ice.
Tasty Ice, yes, sorry.
/ Shiver Shack.
And
we do recommend Shimmers. We do not recommend.
Yes, we
Tasty
advocate
Ice
for
/
Shimmers.
Shiver Shack.
And we'll let you know, or I guess we won't let you know, you'll just see if you're subscribed when the next episode is going to be and where we're going to go. So stay tuned for that. Peace.